welcome to a new video. In this video, I will mention this article about remission in schizophrenia, validity, frequency, predictors, and patient's perspective 5 years later. And the interesting thing is this article is like quite well cited. You can see is published in 2010, but although like 292 people viewed and 113 cited the article. That's amazing. So almost like 1 to 3 people interested in citing it. That is amazing. Anyway, remission in schizophrenia, validity, frequency, predictors, and patient's perspective 5 years later. In March 2005, the Remission in Schizophrenia Working Group proposed a consensus definition of symptomatic remission in schizophrenia and developed specific operational criteria for its assessment. They pointed out, however, that the validity and the relationship to other outcome dimensions required further examination. And this article reviews studies on the validity, frequency, and predictors of symptomatic remission in schizophrenia and studies on patients' perspective. These studies have demonstrated that these remission criteria appear achievable and sustainable for a significant proportion of patients and are related to a better overall symptomatic status and functional outcome. And however, achieving symptomatic remission is not automatically concurrent with an adequate status in other outcome dimensions. The results of the present review suggest that these remission criteria are valid and useful. As such, they should be consistently applied in clinical trials. However, the lack of consensus definitions of functional remission and adequate quality of life hampers research on their predictive validity on these outcome dimensions. And future research will therefore search for criteria of these dimensions and test whether this remission criteria consistently predict a good outcome with respect to functioning and quality of life. So this is interesting. So this is like a research protocol related to research. So that's why journal must think that it will be well cited, because there are probably few studies on this topic. And we see that validity of remission criteria. For validation of remission criteria, 2 different approaches were used: comparison of different definitions of symptomatic remission, association of the remission criteria with various outcome dimensions, including the overall symptomatic status, functional outcome, quality of life, or other outcome criteria. Interesting, and it's quite, and we can see, wow, this is good. I like this classifying. So remissions as perceived by patients, relatives, and psychiatrists. Patients, relatives, and psychiatrists' perspectives regarding this criteria have rarely been explored. So, but I think they should give more information. So if they say like rarely explored, and then so it's not a systematic review, so we cannot know how many people really investigate this issue. So relatives estimates showed 52% accordance with the remission, yet the highest accordance with non-remission. Comparisons of the different assessment of remission with other clinical measures showed a preference on the patient's side for subjective well-being and on the psychiatrist's side for the level of symptoms of psychosis. The results indicated that patients, their relatives, and psychiatrists differ highly in their understanding what state of symptom reduction should be called symptomatic remission. So that is interesting. So it means they're not very clear about the definition of remission. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and if you're interested in this topic, you can search this article and read it in detail. And see you. Bye bye.